Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet and welcome your home team.
All right, welcome into Proton Park here in Batavia, Illinois, as the Batavia Colliders take on the Linn County Lumberjacks. And that's Jesse Garcia's team. So Brennan Vaughn kicks it off, and Dre Powers is back to return. Brings it up to about the 20, and Carter Sullivan takes them down. Lumberjacks will have their first crack at it, and their quarterback is Connor Capone. Back in the shotgun, he throws a screen pass to Justice, and Mark Justice is tackled by Tyree Anderson for a loss of 7. Connor Capone has pretty good numbers on the year, at least for this league. And he's in the shotgun once again, throwing to Pelzer. Tight end Trayvon Pelzer has it knocked loose by Javik O'Neal, and that'll be 3rd and 17. Capone back to pass, throwing long, and he's got a man, Douglas, but Elisha Wright knocks it loose. That was Bruce Douglas on the drop. And now Jarrett Keller is going to punt to E.J. Foreman, which is always an adventure. Foreman finds a little bit of space, and that's one of his better punt returns. Nobody on this team has returned punts well this year. Greg McLain has struggled. Let's see if he can turn things around this game. And he does. He's got Brad Gillespie deep across the middle, and they're just outside of the red zone, just like that. And McLain will throw again. He's got Tavares Mason across the middle. That's a short pickup of 4. Bringing up 2nd and 6. Colliders have a 2-game touchdown drought. We'll see if that ends here as Holliday takes the handoff and runs into his own man, but still gains 4 on the play. 3rd and 2. McLain under center. Holliday gets it again, and this time he finds a little bit of a crease and powers forward for the first down. He's down to the 7-yard line. McLain will hand it to him again, and he's got just a little bit of room, powers down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. McLain under center, back to pass, and he throws it, almost intercepted. It was going for Parodi, but looked like if it weren't batted down, it would have been thrown out of the back of the end zone. And here's another bat down, this time by middle linebacker Zach Huff, and they have to settle for the field goal. So their touchdown drought continues as Benton Cannon kicks a short field goal, and they take a 3-0 lead. Brennan Vaughn kicks off, this time to Theo Worley, one of the corners, and he's tackled by Preston Mahan. 1st and 10. Mark Justice in the backfield. Capone will hand it to him, and he's met immediately, but he powers forward, brought down by Sherman Mosley. Justice is 5'11", 230. He's only got 83 speed, but he's got 87 trucking, so he's hard to bring down. And here he is again with a big lane, and once again they struggle to bring him down. He's got 2 rushes for 18 yards. 1st and 10. This time it's a toss to Justice, and he is brought down by Tyree Anderson and Elisha Wright. 2nd and 5. Changing the play, Capone hands to Justice, who's got another first down, tackled by Elisha Wright. And that'll take us down to the end of the first quarter, where the Colliders move the ball well, but only lead 3-0. And now the Lumberjacks are moving the ball. They're at midfield. 1st and 10. Capone gets sacked by Sean Arnold. Sean Arnold is the sack leader for these Batavia Colliders. Looking to get to double-digit sacks this year. He's still shy of that mark. It'll be 2nd and 15 for Connor Capone and crew. Handoff goes to Justice, who's held up by Ramel McBride and then cleaned up by Tyree Anderson. 3rd and 18. Defense holding up so far. Capone back to pass. He's got tons of time. Throws it to the left. And he's got Cameron Freeman for the first down, and he holds on to it through the Elisha Wright tackle. 1st and 10. Capone hands to Justice. He's got a big hole up the middle, and he's finally taken down by Karma Fitzgerald. So it'll be 1st and 10 again. They're moving the ball at will, it seems. Capone pressured, and he throws it incomplete across the middle. He was under intense pressure on that play. 2nd and 10 from the gun for Connor Capone. And he's got Freeman across the middle for a first down. Cameron Freeman beats Karma Fitzgerald, who has his struggles in pass coverage. Capone throws right to Trevor Pelzer, and he's brought down by Centamuel Cheeseborough. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 7. They can still get a first down. Capone lofts it over for Emmett Asher, and it's intercepted by Jaquez Price. The middle linebacker was covering the receiver. He's got one man to beat. It's Mark Justice, and he beats him. Price is on the loose, the 20, the 10, touchdown. The touchdown drought is over via a defensive touchdown, and Jaquez Price just went 94 yards on that return. So what could have been Colliders falling 7-3 is now Colliders up 10-0 thanks to Jaquez Price. That's the first defensive touchdown of the year for these Batavia Colliders, and they're going to be up 10-0 pending the PAT. Benton Cannon on to kick, and he puts it through. So the Colliders, thanks to middle linebacker Jaquez Price, who's got a couple interceptions on the year, but none like that. He's got to be one of their best players on defense. Elisha Wright is right up there too. This one goes to Worley, and he brings it back, and he's finally tackled by Montrez Saint. And it'll be 1st and 10, and now Dre Powers is in the backfield. So you have to wonder if Mark Justice got injured or is just tired from chasing Jaquez Price. Passes over the middle to Cameron Freeman, but that's knocked loose by Elijah Wright. 2nd and 10, Capone passing deep, and he's got a man. It's Cameron Freeman again, and this time he beats Centamuel Cheeseborough. 1st and 10, 2 minutes left in the half, and once again the Lumberjacks are moving the ball. No issues with that, but the interception really hurt. Lofts it up for Emmett Asher, and it's intercepted by Karma Fitzgerald. Right after I made fun of his bad play and coverage, he intercepts it, brings it back to the 15, and it looks like he's hurt on the play, holding his head. So, a minute 49, let's see if the Colliders can do anything with it. McLain back to pass, and he is sacked. Everyone was covered, and Cedric Coles finally beat his man and sacked him. 2nd and 18. They got to be careful now in the shadow of their goal line. And Jyhe Holliday is dropped for a loss. It looks like it's just a pinched nerve and not a concussion for Karma Fitzgerald. 3rd and 19. McLain sacked in the end zone for a safety. It's Cedric Coles again. And I have noticed that McLain's release is so much slower than the other quarterbacks. I have no idea what rating that goes with, but it takes him a lot longer to get the ball off. And there's Shane Campbell with the tackle on the free kick. That's his first action of the season. And by the way, I hate the camera angle for that free kick. What's up with that? Anyway, it's 10-2, and Sanders gets the lofted pass across the middle. Tyler Sanders, and it looks like Tyree Anderson is hurt on the play. It was Jaquez Price on the tackle. Here's another pass to Freeman, and Cameron Freeman can't hold on to it with Ramel McBride tackling him. And Tyree Anderson is out with a herniated disc. That may be significant time. I believe that's what Brendan Polk is out with currently. Capone almost gets sacked by Montre Saint and then does get sacked by Jyhe Price, as if he needs to add any more to his resume in this game. Jyhe Price with the sack, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 7, and they'll have to punt it away. Jarrett Keller punts, and Foreman is back for the return, and he gets a couple. And so now there's less than a minute left. 1st and 10. Let's see what McLain can do. Under pressure as the linemen are beat again, and he sails it out of bounds. He's really struggling with his accuracy. Not doing any better than the previous quarterbacks who played for this team. And that's Zach Huff, the middle linebacker, who steps in front of the pass intended for Tavares Mason. And with 47 seconds left, now the Lumberjacks are in plus territory, and they've got a chance to take the lead, potentially. Well, not take the lead, but at least tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And this is a different kind of Freeman. That pass goes to the other Freeman, and that's Devontae Freeman. But Elijah Wright is there to intercept it, and he saves the day. Elijah Wright really making a case for himself, as Jyhe Price is also playing well in this game. And now there are 33 seconds left. What can McLain do with it? 1st and 10, he can miss badly over the middle. That's what he can do with it. And now it'll be 2nd and 10. McLain goes short to Gillespie, and Gillespie drops it. Can't hold on to it through the contact. Now it's 3rd and 10. McLain looking for the screen, and that's batted back in his face by Jamar Andrews. So McLain looking pretty bad in this first half. And the only thing that's got them in the lead is that Jyhe Price 94-yard interception return for a touchdown. So McLain's missing every pass. He's been sacked in the end zone. And here is Mark Justice rumbling ahead for a 1st down, and they'll call timeout. He's finally tackled by Najee Hobbs. 13 seconds left, 1st and 10. Capone back to pass, and he's hit by 3 guys. Mosley, Hobbs, and McBride all seem to converge. Interestingly enough, the stat sheet does not show a sack for any one of these 3 guys. So I wonder if only 2 had sacked him, if they both get half a sack, or it looks like it should be a half a sack shared by each of the defensive tackles. Maybe because McBride was there, nobody gets anything. But it's 10-2 at halftime for the Colliders, and they will get the ball. Let's see if they can put together a drive here. The offense has not scored a touchdown in 3 games, so here's their opportunity. And really, they thought Greg McLain would come back and maybe be the savior, but he's probably performed worse than the other 2 quarterbacks on the team. Holliday finds some room, though, and it's 2nd and 2 as he gets 8 yards, hiding behind some offensive linemen. McLain changing the play. He's in the shotgun. And back to pass. He tries to throw it deep, and he's hit as he releases. So Pahaldi, as usual, is running routes, and the quarterback can't get the ball to him. He's had a lot of that this year. But Holliday bounces it outside, and he's got the 1st down, and maybe they should steer away from McLain and go to Holliday and see if he can run it. 1st and 10. McLain hands off to Holliday again. This time he stopped for no gain, and he just throws the ball at the injured player. I don't believe that. He did not get a taunting penalty, but it's going to be 2nd and 10. Guy was writhing on the ground, and he dropped the ball on him. 3rd and 10 as Holliday gets no yards again, so really they're keying in on him, making McLain beat them, and McLain has proven that he can do no such thing. Back to pass. This time he's got Gillespie, who does hold on through the contact, and that is a 1st down. And there are Greg McLain's dismal numbers. 27% of his passes have been completed, 1 interception, and getting sacked for a safety, don't forget. All right, Tavares Mason makes a catch, and that's 8 yards. McLain hands to Holliday, and he's got just enough of a gap behind Bubba Hurst. to get the first down, and they're moving it. Can they finish this drive off? Last time they got close and failed, but here's Gillespie. Another pass. He's down to the 7. McLain in the gun. See if he can find his man again. He's under pressure. It's a screen pass to Holliday, and Holliday has no room to move. He goes nowhere. That'll make it 2nd and goal from the 7. McLain hands off to Holliday. Holliday gets nothing. And now it's 3rd and goal. I guess Holliday got 2. McLain's going to pass for it. He goes out for Parodi, who's covered well. That could have been an interception and maybe a pick 6. But Cannon gets in for the field goal, another 20-something yarder. And they're going to kick off up 13-2 with just under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. The offensive woes continue, at least in terms of scoring touchdowns. That was a Worley return and a Carter Sullivan tackle. 1st and 10, Capone under center. Douglas in motion. And here comes Preston Mahan, and he gets home. Preston Mahan with the safety blitz. He's filling in for Karma Fitzgerald, and he's making a name for himself. Preston Mahan is one of those guys that has a potential, and so you want to see how he progresses next year, because he could be a guy that replaces Karma Fitzgerald, who's only got C potential. Justice gets the ball again, and he's met by a bevy of colliders. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. And now it's 3rd and 16 for Capone under center. Back to pass. He's going long. He's got Freeman, and it's knocked loose by Preston Mahan. So that's 3 drops today for Cameron Freeman. He must not have very good catch in traffic. Foreman gets the ball, and he cannot make it to the 50, but they've got good field position, and let's see how much of this clock they can consume with the drive here. McLain hands to Holliday, and the Lumberjacks were ready for it. He's dropped for a loss. 2nd and 11. Holliday gets the handoff, and he's got a lane up the middle, and he's got a first down. Jyhe Holliday. 44 yards on the day. Let's see if he picks up some more here as they try to run this clock. McLain passing. He's got Tavares Mason for 2 whole yards. 2nd and 8. It's a fake to Holliday, and a pass for Gillespie is nearly intercepted. So that'll be 3rd and 8, and you have to wonder why they've gone away from the run after it's been proven to be effective here. McLain drifting left. He's got no one open, so he's going to toss it out of bounds. And that's going to make it 4th and 8. Amari Jenkins thinks that Cannon might be able to hit a 55-yarder. It's on track and short. Amari Jenkins was wrong. And so missed field goal gives the Lumberjacks good field position as they're approaching midfield. 1st and 10. Justice up the middle, and he's tackled by Sherman Mosley, and they're going to run up to the line. They're in the hurry up. Capone back to pass. Lofting to the left and batted down. That's Elijah Wright on the coverage. 3rd and 3. Capone finds Emmett Asher, who gets his first catch of the game, which is surprising. He is Linn County's leading receiver. And here's a handoff to Mark Justice, who gets stopped by Jaquez Price, and they're going to run it up to the line again. 2nd and 8. That's out to Bruce Douglas. Elijah Wright is there. 3rd and 2 as they're running up, and the defense is trying to call plays. And Cameron Freeman gets the first down. Elijah Wright, who else is on the tackle? And Elijah Wright is the Colliders' leading tackler this year. All right, 1st and 10. They're struggling with this hurry-up offense. And there's Bruce Douglas again, and there's Elijah Wright again. That'll make it 1st and goal. And they're running up to the line before the 2-minute warning hits. We've got shotgun. Capone hands off to Justice, and Najee Hobbs brings him down, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. But the Lumberjacks are somehow running hurry-up, and the Colliders can't stop them and call a play, and they pass it to Justice. So there's some sort of error with the referees that allowed that to happen. 13-8, they're going to go for 2 now. Capone's going to pass for it, and he's got Freeman, who holds on through the contact. They hit the 2, and he's injured now, but he did what he could for his team. 13-10. And now we've got a game on our hands. So Foreman will return it. Looks like they elected to kick it off, and they'll try to stop the Colliders. They've got all 3 timeouts left. McLain in the shotgun, and he's got the screen pass to Perhodi. Okay, sort of like an extended running play, and Linn County uses their first timeout. 2nd and 1 for McLain. And he's going to run for it and not get it. He's short. That's 3rd and inches. The Lumberjacks call another timeout. McLain trying to draw them off sides, but they're not jumping. And here's the handoff to Holliday. He sneaks through a little hole, and he's got a 1st down up the middle, forcing the Lumberjacks to use their last timeout. And now the Colliders are in the driver's seat. They just have to hold on to the ball. Holliday up the middle for more yards. He's got 6 there. Bringing up 2nd and 4, and they're not going into victory formation. They're going to try to get some more yards. It looks like Amari Jenkins wants this offense to try to score, to prove that they belong out there. Okay, they've had a hard time doing that in recent weeks, and Holliday is stuffed behind the line for a 2-yard loss. That'll make it 2nd and 12, 35 seconds left. Here's a fake to Holliday, and McLain finds Dayon Coleman, the backup tight end. It looked like he was shy of the sticks, but they're going to give it to him. 1st down, 1st and 10. McLain wants to pass again, and he misses Perhodi on the corner route. Not that Perhodi really tried that hard to go up and get it. McLain back to pass again, and this time he's got Gillespie for the goal line, and he is denied. But it'll be 1st and goal. 5 seconds left. The Colliders use a timeout. They're trying to score here. They haven't had a touchdown in ages, and Holliday gets all the way to the goal line. There's 2 seconds left. They stop him short. McLain, quarterback sneak, and they don't give it to him, and that game ends there on the goal line. Colliders do not score a touchdown. They moved the ball pretty well today, but failed to get into the end zone. Jaquez Price is your player of the game. 2 tackles, a sack, a touchdown on the interception of 94 yards. And that'll do it. The Colliders finally get a win here after a 2-game losing streak, but just barely. 13-10 is your final. This game featured a 94-yard interception return. It featured a safety, a 2-point conversion, and a failure to score as time expired. The Colliders will take it, though. That'll up their record to 6-3. Greg McLain has been nothing if not consistent. Every stat line is like this, 10 for 22 with an interception or 2. Holliday found a little bit of running room late. Gillespie was your leading receiver as usual. And Dondre Coleman gave up 2 sacks. Elijah Wright was pretty active in this game. He had 5 tackles, but we saw him separate a lot of receivers from the ball. Tyree Anderson, before he was hurt, had 2 tackles for loss, and there you see the sacks, but not one for one of the defensive tackles right before halftime. Jaquez Price, 1 of 3 interceptions. His was the most consequential, obviously. 94 yards, and we're going to see that he had the first and only touchdown on defense this year. Benton Cannon kicked 2 of 3 yards with 2 of 3 field goals with a long of 22, which is embarrassing. And Vaughn had 1 punt. And here's the injury report. Another herniated disc, and that's 7 weeks out for Tyree Anderson. So we're going to see what Montre Saint can do in relief. So if you were excited to see the Colliders get back to their winning ways, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and you'll never miss a moment.